What do you think of long distance relationships? Um, Let me make sure I put this out here. There's not a relationship out there that's biblical and sound that's impossible for God. Let me make sure I make that clear. It doesn't matter if you in Alaska and she's in Australia. It doesn't matter wherever. No relationship is impossible for God. Now, the real question should be is how to manage a long distance relationship and understanding first that any relationship that you even endeavor to go in, you got to ask yourself, is this God certified? And if so, am I graced for this? Because anything that God excuse me, anything that God organizes is graced by God. So some people jump into relationships and they're long distance, but God never confirmed. And whatever God doesn't confirm, God doesn't grace. And what I mean by grace, so supernaturally sustain. So my thoughts on long distance relationship is number one, make sure that it's God organized, that God designed it, that God conceived it, because in God's conception of it, He will grace both parties to go through the frustrations of it all. There's frustration in within city relationships. There's frustration in all relationships. And the beautiful thing about a relationship is you two don't have to do it alone. And if God is in it, you will have a supernatural grace to handle it. Meaning there is going to be like, wow, it's not as bad as everyone says about long distance relationship. Wow, we're really going through this. And that's the only advice I can give. Number one, make sure that God conceived. And if you're not sure, then it's best to slow the relationship down. Wherever there's uncertainty, you must slow it down. Wherever, if there's uncertainty in ministry, there's uncertainty in business, there's uncertainty in relationships, if there's uncertainty anywhere, slow your life down until you find the certainty and a clear direction from God. Then go forward. And if you two don't have no clear understanding, like, is this of God? Then you got to slow the relationship down, separate yourself for a season. Y'all both go seek God, ask God what's the time frame. And the time frame that I give people is 14 days. God can speak in 2 weeks, but both people have to be in a place where they can clearly hear from God. And give your relationship, not 14 weeks, give your relationship 14 days of separation. And both people really clearing their conscience, clearing their heart, truly desiring the will of God, and then see what the conversation is 14 days later, and then see what you go from there. Because if you try to do a long distance relationship without a close relationship with God and a clear certainty and a supernatural presence of grace there, you're setting yourself up for unnecessary issues.